What's going on?
What are you gonna do?
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah?
Listen to me.
Oh yeah?
Oh, yeah.
No way! Get out! No! Oh yeah?
Come
yeah?
at me, bro.
Oh yeah?
Come at me.
Go.
Man, I know, guys. I know. Man, that was one heck of a recording, Shades. A lot of twists and turns. We got through it though.
Yeah. You can say that again. Just, guys, listen to it all in its entirety.
Welcome back to the podcast with Schmoe and Shadez. The podcast, season 1, the Renaissance podcast, episode 8, a conversation. You guys came here for real, and you're gonna get it.
No
Thank
doubt.
you for clicking on episode 8. You guys don't know how appreciative we are of it. We are setting a timer at 30 minutes. We're going to have a wholesome conversation for 30 minutes. No stopping. Uncensored.
Let's do it.
Man, it's been a journey.
I'm really at a loss for words right now. Just what we've been through these past couple of months and to where we are now.
It's like night and day. 10 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's when we started this, right? 10 years ago.
Well, we started really brainstorming what we were going to do 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was
it was in the works.
In the works. It was in the chambers. It was in the pressure cooker, so to speak.
The chamber of secrets.
Oh, yes.
Shout out to Harry Potter.
No shouting out other forms of media. Let's move on.
I forgot that we do that here.
Yep. Let's move on. Well, what have we learned? This has been 10 years in the making. I'd say 10 years in the making. We've I think it was the housing crisis, 2008. We started thinking to ourselves, hey,
let's do a podcast. What,
guys? Maybe we should start a podcast.
The podcast, podcasts weren't even around back then. To be honest with you, we really started the idea of doing podcasts, talking to our community. Right. We're the ones who really thought that out, and it's taken a long time, but we're finally doing the podcast actively for you guys.
And on a regular basis. At first when we started, it was hard to get our name out there. People didn't even know what a podcast was, right? And we're saying the podcast. What's that?
Yeah.
Hey,
who the hell do you think you are?
Yeah. We get we get hate mail, we get hate comments, tweets. Just
shout out to Why Always Me.
1, 2, 4. No, I guess so.
I mean, he's the king of hate mail.
All right.
Let's get back to it. It's like Why Always Me, which is in our back pocket there.
It's almost like you prepared this. Bring that up.
Prepared? What?
Oh.
All right. Well, let's get back on topic.
Let's get back on topic. So we started the podcast, as we said, about 10 years ago, the housing crisis, and we thought to ourselves, well, we kind of want to build an audience, right? As we were talking,
a community,
not just an audience, right? I mean, we're watching TV shows, popular TV shows. What are some examples? Some popular TV. Dora the Explorer.
Curb Your Enthusiasm back in 2008.
Dark, right?
Yep.
Dark on Netflix. Big TV shows that don't have a lot of interaction, right, with the audience. I don't know if you've
Mm.
noticed this, but I'd even argue there's not a lot of interaction.
Well, what they do is they make their show, and then it's all over with. People who are big fans of the show, they have no community to talk about
Right.
the show with them. You know,
Right. And they go to their big studios. They go and record their big movies, their big
and they
television
think they're
series,
all special. They're making
all
millions of
big and
dollars.
mighty. Dora the Explorer. What is the community in that, right? Sure, they
Yep.
might have a community, on Instagram or other social medias, Vine, that they might think, oh,
Since
we
I'm
both
doing
like it.
this, that's good enough. Well,
Yeah,
guys, we're not here for just good enough. We're here to make your guys' life special.
right, right. We're here to not only increase the specialness in your life, but also just uh the lessons, the wisdom, right? The add some true
Wisdom.
value, right? I mean, you could spend all day watching Dora the Explorer. You're not going to get any value out of that. Try listening. I guarantee you, try listening to even just 2 episodes. Watch 2 episodes of this podcast back to back and get back to me and tell you didn't learn it something new.
We teach you guys, and just as much, you guys teach us.
Right. Right. Guys, and I know this might be a surprise to you. I mean, I know we have a lot of interaction. We're like a family here, guys, but uh, I know,
Not just a family, a close knit family.
Yes, and it might seem like we're like the patriarchs, right, of this big family. But I mean, you guys are teaching us just as much as we're teaching you,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
You
I think
couldn't
that's what
say
you're
it
getting
better.
at. I think that's what you're getting at. And it's kind of something that's changed me a bit, right? Something that's as our audience have grown, right? We've sort of developed that closeness, and as I quit my job back 10 years ago, when I decided to do this full time.
I respect you for doing that, Schmo. You
I
really
mean, it's only been,
you stepped out of your comfort
what was
zone.
it,
And
6 months ago when you actually have only quit yours?
let's get back. Let's get
Let's
back
get
on
back on
topic.
top. All right.
You took a chance. You took a chance. That's
Right.
what you did.
Right.
You rolled the dice, and I'm gonna say it. It really
Don't
worked.
say
It
it.
worked.
Don't say
It
it.
worked.
It did. It did. I mean, I'm not to toot my own horn or anything, but if I didn't do that, guys, there would be no podcast. I'll go on a limb and say that
I don't know about that. I was
because
pretty
of
set on
me.
starting a podcast. I
No,
don't
no.
think we had to do it
If it
together.
wasn't for me going out and taking a chance with the world, right? Taking the moment and seizing it. Carpe diem.
Schmo,
Right?
you live in the present moment, right? You don't really look backwards, you don't look forwards, you live in the present moment. And that's
Right.
what you did here. That's what you did with this podcast.
Right. And I took that goal of mine. I said, I'm gonna start a podcast, right? And you know what? Maybe Shades will come and join me, but I'm gonna start this podcast. And I took that goal and I followed it, right? I stuck to my duty, my pietas.
What does goal mean? What does that mean?
Well,
Goal, like a soccer goal, like you scored a point.
you know what? I think you hit the nail on the head. I think
So
you hit the nail on the head.
You mean you use the hammer to hit the nail into the wall?
Exactly. I think you got it. That was actually, was that the first time we've agreed there on a definition?
I think so. I really do.
That's a special moment in the
All right,
podcast's
guys,
history.
cherish this. Episode 8, a conversation. Schmo and I agreed.
I can already see the posts now on the Reddit talking about this moment here.
Someone tweeted at me saying, "I can't believe this. It actually happened."
Oh, you just got one?
Yeah, they just tweeted at me just now.
Oh
Guys, this
man,
is why we go live on our podcast for
you
this type
guys
of
got the
interaction.
exactly. You guys got the button on the tweet button, huh? Wow, you guys are quick.
You guys smash that like button when we post a new episode.
Yeah, every Tuesday. But
I don't want to toot my own horn, but yeah.
let's get back on topic. So we've been developing that closeness over the past few years with our audience, and we've been slowly including more interaction, but what they people haven't really noticed, we've developed that closeness, but have we really expressed that to each other recently in the past few years, right? I don't think we've sort of been talking about it too much.
The interaction, no, I
Like,
don't think we've gone over enough. Don't get me wrong, we've glossed over it, but it has been a main focus of ours, that's for sure.
right. And even like we know we're close. We know we're a close knit family. I mean, that's obvious. But how has it affected us day to day, right? In the mornings, like for example, how what do you think when right in the mornings? Do you think about the podcast, or is it something that when you get to a recording session?
Schmo, I have to say, like, when I go out of my house sometimes and I go to my local deli in this unspecified location,
Right.
uh, I get recognized. And
Oh,
don't get me
oh,
wrong, I like the support. I really do. But other times it's just too much, you know? I feel like there's no privacy. So you guys have to, when you see me, assess the situation. Am I with my
right.
Am I with my personal family? Am I
Right.
alone? Assess the situation, then come talk to me. And there's no privacy anymore, you know? Like
Right.
sometimes in the morning I'm taking a shower and I look through my window and I see someone like a mile out, like uh
Uh,
this might be a little dark, but like they're looking through like a sniper rifle from a mile
uh,
out into
uh,
my bathroom. Like or at
wait,
least I think
wait.
so.
What you actually, um, Shades? I think you're losing it, buddy.
Like they're
That
wearing
that doesn't sound.
camouflage in my forest back
No,
here.
I don't think that's happening.
Well,
You're saying you're seeing a mile out. You're seeing a sniper rifle.
uh, yeah, I
Yeah,
do,
no, you're losing it,
and
buddy.
I have to really duck so they can't see me through the window. But
Yeah. I don't know. I think we should.
and sometimes at night,
You want to
like,
pause this or?
uh, no, we can keep going.
All right.
Sometimes at night, I see like a little red light that shines at me.
Right. You see just like a movie, right? You see a red dot
No, it's not a
going
movie. It's
around.
real. It's
You see
real.
a red dot on your forehead,
Yep.
going on across by your chest cavity. Huh?
No, at my head. At my head, not my chest cavity.
Well, how are you going to see it if it's on your forehead? Think of that. You got nothing to say, right?
There's a mirror close by.
Okay. Sit down, buddy.
So Schmo, like any interaction with you and the community and our close knit family?
Guys, you are what makes me brush my teeth in the morning.
Yeah.
Mic drop. Guys,
So
that's how important you are.
if it weren't for them, if this is what you're saying, if it weren't for them,
Yeah.
for our community,
Yes.
you wouldn't be able to brush your teeth in the morning? Is that?
No, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Uh,
That's exactly.
I think
That's
that's
exactly what I'm saying.
that's a little over
That's exactly what
exaggerated,
I'm
buddy.
saying.
It's a little over
That's exactly
exaggerated.
what I'm saying.
You can keep saying that,
It was
but
exactly what I'm saying.
your voice is getting higher and higher. I think
It's exactly what I'm saying.
the community knows you're lying.
Guys, if I wake up in the morning, right? My head's on a swivel, right? Head's on a swivel. Where's my microphone? How am I going to upload a podcast today? What am I going to do? What's the plan? Right? I got to go interact with my audience. That's how I am. First thing in the morning. I wake up. I got my onesie on. I think
onesie.
What?
Onesie.
What is it?
Well,
You have a problem with a onesie?
To be honest with you, I don't even know what a onesie is, or like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, if you don't know, then what do we do?
I don't know. Oh wait.
It's been
Uh,
how many episodes? Coming up on 210 now, or something like that.
No, 7. This is gonna be our 8th.
All right. Well,
Wait. I think I figured it out. You look it up.
Exactly. Right. Google's your friend, guys. Onesie. Let's just look it up on Google. Right? Come on. Okay. Onesie definition. Right. Oh, okay. I don't exactly think this is the right definition, but this is Oxford Dictionary.
Oh, read it out.
Says here, an infant's one-piece, close-fitting, lightweight garment, usually having sleeves, but leaving the legs uncovered and fastened with snaps at the crotch.
So that's what you wear when you get out of bed. Interesting.
That does resemble what I'm typically
But
wear.
Schmoe, I hate to say, you're not really an infant.
I'm an infant in my heart, right? Always with that childlike curiosity, right?
I hate to say, but you're right. I think we all have that little child in our hearts.
Yes. Well,
wasn't there someone recently who like used Google and really figured something out from it?
Yes. Wait,
you were telling me about this the other day.
Yeah. Well, recently there's been somebody on television, international television, very popular.
Little League World Series baseball star
using Google to his advantage, right?
Yeah.
Perhaps the word has gotten out there, right?
I think he listens to our podcast. I want to say it, but I think he does.
I don't know.
All right, play the clip.
All right, let's go.
So I went on Google, searched up an online nickname generator, and everyone knows it's best to deal with Google.
Absolutely, man. Google helps with everything. So another thing that I picked out here.
Yep. So our friend here from the League World Series, he used Google to search online nickname generator. And you want to try it out yourself?
Oh, really?
Yeah, search up nickname generator on Google.
Let's give it, this one's for number 27, Little League. Let's get this up.
If you guys didn't know, like in Little League, in the Little League World Series, when you're filling out your survey, you have to choose a nickname, and this kid didn't have any nicknames. So he just went on a name generator and found one for himself, and all of his teammates love it.
Wow, that's pretty creative. Wow.
Schmoe's doing one right now.
Oh, okay. First name. What's that? A Schmoe.
Schmoe. Yep.
Last name
Podcast.
What should we do? Podcast, right?
Yep,
Okay.
because that's our name, guys. That's his name.
Gender
3
male. Okay.
adjectives.
3 adjectives to describe. Okay.
Him or her.
It says here. I'm gonna say
Witty.
witty. I've heard that before. Witty. Comedic irony. I'm gonna do for the other one. Comedic irony.
Perfect adjective.
And
athletic.
I don't want to be too boastful, but
there's something you guys don't know about Schmoe here. He's a beast.
I don't want to brag. You know what? I'll put it down. Athletic. Let's see. Okay. All right. Fill entire form with random ideas. I really like that. Oh, what? Oh, whoa.
Something happened, guys. He has to redo it.
Difficulties. This wasn't intentional, guys. But I mean, we're gonna leave this in because we're real, guys. So
we don't cut. Podcast. Your last name is Podcast. Remember that?
Yes. Right. Okay.
3 adjectives. Witty.
Witty. Okay. First one. We're doing this again. This should have had this ready for us.
Comedic irony.
I mean, we talked about this before the podcast. Get this ready, but he didn't get it ready.
It's not my fault. It's yours.
Comedic irony. The third one is
athletic.
Athletic. Let's see. Or submit.
Submit. Let's see.
Oh,
look at this big list.
Whoa, that's a list.
You want to go through the list? Catchy Schmoe.
Oh my.
Cheeky Schmoe.
Schmoe the snowboard. Oh. You want to read that one?
You got it.
Schmoe the scholastic.
Oh. I think that's perfect.
We've got a winner. I think we've got a winner.
All right, so remember that name. Remember that name. Type it down somewhere.
Scholastic.
We're gonna do a Twitter poll.
Say it 5 times. That's how I always remember.
We're gonna do a Twitter poll. Schmoe's now gonna do my nickname.
Oh, okay.
And we'll do a Twitter poll to see what you guys think is better.
What's your guess? What's your guess? And you can put that in the comments section. What's your guess for the next nickname? What's your guess for the adjectives? We want get the comments rolling.
No, I want to do my nickname now. And
let's get the comments going. And for the next one, we're gonna go Schmoe. No, it's not your first name. It is mine,
Shades.
Right? Shades. Let's put this down. First name, as you guys can all see on the screen here. It's first name Shades. Last name
Podcast.
Okay. 3 adjectives.
Highly intelligent.
It's a bit braggadocious, but put that down.
It's not even a word, bro. It's not a word.
Adjective 2, ignoramus. Adjective 3.
Hungry.
What else?
Hungry.
Yes. Perfect.
Because I'm built different. I'm always hungry.
Machine. Yes. A machine.
For some reason, they're not allowing us to submit.
Oh, well, I guess you don't have a nickname. So let's move on.
I guess my nickname is no nickname.
No, we got no nickname. All right.
No nickname.
Let's move on.
Well, this first season, Schmoe, it's kind of gone by quick. Am I right?
Yeah. It's went by in a quickie, a doozy.
Well, when we were trying to think of our premiere episode, right, our first episode as a podcast, we tried to send a message out to the world on who we are, right? Who are we? So that's where we came to the idea of doing a podcast about the book Redeployment. Remember that?
Right.
It was long ago. It was long ago.
Yeah, I remember.
And in the podcast, we went over quotes and how
I guess
really
we
have nothing to say about that.
We went over quotes, and we really got not only into quotes, but we also got into detail, pretty depth, a pretty deep analysis of each of the stories, the 6 stories of redeployment. And we
went in depth
into the storyline, into what we thought was important to take out for the reader. And honestly, if you guys don't have time to read the book, I think it's a good enough replacement to just watch episode 1 of the podcast.
Yeah, only if you don't have time. If you do have time, then read the book.
Read the book by Phil Clay.
Phil Clay,
Penguin Press.
Even though we don't like Phil Clay because he never came on to our podcast.
But he's
a good author. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He's not quite the Renaissance man that we are, but he's a good author to say the least.
Yeah.
And then the next episode.
Well, let's skip over. Let's skip too fast. On episode 1, I believe, in the Redeployment Review Part 1, Season 1, the Renaissance podcast, there was also in that episode another part of the title, another important detail that was with regards to a decision and reaction of some kind.
I don't remember, Schmoe. What is it?
It was, I believe it was involving you, a Shades college decision reaction, maybe. You remember? I don't remember. Maybe you remember.
Athanasius?
Let's move on. So episode 2, we talked about reality TV, right?
Yes. We weren't afraid to show off to you guys our
roots.
Yeah, our roots of this podcast and how we're not afraid to switch topics on a dime.
Talking about a book, and then snap. We change topics. Reality TV.
We're not afraid, guys.
How much more? You're going from the 2 ends of the spectrum here, guys, of topics.
Book review, reality TV. Not similar in any sense of nature.
But there's one similarity. I'll go on the limb and say that.
What is the similarity, Schmoe?
That's something that we there's a particular detail that they share between the 2. They're telling a story, right?
A story.
Right? A story. Beginning, end, good and evil, pietas, furor.
Renaissance men.
Right? Exactly. And we find details, particularly with reality TV here. We use the example, not sure if you're familiar to our audience, Survivor, right? Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about how it was a quote unquote microcosm of society. Right?
Yes, it is.
A microcosm of society where, wow, this particular thing in this episode that this particular person is doing
happens in our own lives. In our own lives.
Exactly.
And I think that's why it was so important to talk about Survivor in this season of the podcast, because
it's sort of what the podcast is doing, right? We're taking the podcast.
We're taking little pieces of information
here and there.
And we're going to use that information to help better our own lives. And
your guys' as well.
It's going to also improve your guys' lives as well. And Survivor was the perfect topic to go over in our second episode of the podcast. I remember we were having an argument, Schmo, about whether to put this episode in episode 3 or episode 3's topic into episode 2. I'm glad we did it this way.
I agree with you. I think we were able to, I've been getting a lot of messages. When people look back on this season, they see, wow, this is pretty much like a plot of a story almost. Like this is pretty choreography.
We've planned it out very well, to say the least.
Not to toot our own horns, but if you just guys, if you take a bird's eye view of what our podcast has talked about in these past 210 episodes, you could see that each episode has a particular story that it's trying to convey, and in the general, although it seems all over the place,
it creates a bigger story as well.
Yes.
All right. Well, I think they'll see what that. I think they're gonna see the ending this episode.
Yeah. We haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
An adventurer's travels.
Episode 3.
Special guests are here. Episode 3.
So that was episode 3, and that was the first time we brought on someone of the outside world onto our podcast. And to tell you the truth, Schmoe, I was kind of nervous about it.
Nervous?
Yeah,
nervous. That doesn't sound right.
I know it doesn't sound right, but at the same time, I was kind of worried about the direction of this podcast. Were we just going to be a special guest podcast for the rest of it? Or was this like, here and there we can do it? And that's exactly what we've done.
I think we found a happy medium there. I think we found a happy medium.
We brought on a great special guest, Curious George 2.0, and he really taught us about don't be afraid, take a chance, explore the world, and
use your pietas and use it as an example. Take the podcast and use each episode, follow it, right? Follow the goal.
Follow it up with something that you're passionate about, but at the same time, you're not fully comfortable. Really go out of your comfort zone.
Right. Well, is there anything else about episode 3 that we should mention here?
I think Curious George 2.0 is going to be a recurring guest in the future.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, guys, this is an example here of, I mean, I know we've been saying this. Guys, email us. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what Curious George 2.0. I mean, we must have gotten what was it? I think I counted it recently. 37 emails,
and
right? 37 emails.
Yeah, it was 37. Curious George 2.0 sent us an email, told us why he wants to come on, and just his reasoning for why just really resonated with us. You know,
I felt we were almost like on the same wavelength, right? We one of the emails, he even mentioned a literature list, right? If you guys want to really get to our hearts, right, of these two literature lovers, right?
I'm not a literature lover.
These two literature lovers.
Yes,
you
I
have
am.
to. It's true. It's true that you go into get to really what the soul of our passions are, right? And express to us, what are your interests in those areas? He gave us a list of his literature that he was reading at the time. The Magic School Bus, I believe, was one of the famous books that he was mentioning.
Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby. Wait, hold on. Let's just take a moment to think about the Great Gatsby here. Let's just take a moment. I have read that book countless times. I reread it every month. And each month I gain something new from it.
I don't. I think it's the most overrated book of all time. But
what?
We're not going to get there this episode. But let's just say that Curious George 2.0 was a great guest. Can we agree on that?
I think we can agree on that. Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to our next episode that we did, which was
episode 4.
All right, you know what? I hate this episode. Let's just forget about.
All right, skip it.
Yeah, we'll cut this part out. Well,
Okay.
Well, act like it never happened. All right,
Next episode 5, right? Q&A and cancel culture. PG-13, not family friendly, 18 plus.
Mm-hmm.
That was a journey. That was a journey. You had questions, right? We had questions directly from you guys. This was, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the podcast game, guys. I know typically what happens is people will listen to our podcast and they won't go anywhere else. They won't go anywhere else. They're getting everything they need
From
right?
our podcast.
Yes, but if you look here, this is a pretty unique thing we have going on here. A Q&A. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, question and answer. People were asking me, what is a Q&A? And I told them it's a question and answer.
I know. I was really surprised people didn't know what that was. I mean,
Yeah, I actually got it. The first idea from it. It was one of Da Vinci's works of literature I was reading, and he mentioned the word questionus, right?
Ooh.
And I thought to myself, how can I apply this to my daily life, right? I'm a podcaster. How can I apply this? And I thought, well, we're all about interaction, right, between our audience.
Schmoe, you're trying to take my idea. I was
Them
the one who
ask
came
us
up
the
with the idea.
questions. What are you talking about?
I came up with the idea for a Q&A. You did nothing.
I find that hard to believe. I vividly remember. What about you think I'm making up this whole story about Da Vinci? Is pretty ridiculous.
Yes. I think it is ridiculous. I think you're ridiculous. You're a liar. You lied. You lied to the people.
Top 10 movies. You'll never guess what number 1 is. Episode 6.
What? That was one hell of a ride.
I believe this one we had a special guest, right? Special guest,
Yep.
Movie Maniac.
Once again, that was another hit with the podcast community. I got so many messages from people saying, "Who's that special guest? I need to talk to him."
I've been hearing similar things. So with Movie Maniac,
he just had that something about him that you don't see in most people.
A spark in his eyes.
Yeah, he was a spark plug for this podcast.
Exactly.
We need somebody like him to just draw up the energy to 110. He did that
and go with it, right? And he was able to. I know movies that could be pretty controversial, right? What movie is this? What movie is that? What's my favorite? What's your favorite? But
what's my least favorite that I thought was gonna be good?
Exactly. And with Movie Maniac, he was able to. I know we have mania, right?
Mm-hmm.
The willingness to go into that chaos, right? And
explore the world, right? To not be afraid, world,
right? And he was able to do that with movies, and that he has a particular talent with that. And we noticed that when he wrote us our emails, and he got in touch with us, and we brought him on the podcast, and we don't regret one bit of it.
Not at all. I mean, he deserved to be on this podcast, and to tell you the truth, we were
most people.
Yeah, most people. Even though I disagree with his top 5 list, you have to give it to him for his reasoning.
It's true. He didn't go out there and say, what? If you
disagree with me, you're an idiot.
Well, this is it. This is clearly number 1. There's no debate about it.
Is that a garage I hear?
No. There's no garage. That's I believe that's coming on your end.
Okay. All right. Continue. What's your point?
It kind of made me lose my frame of thought here.
All right, but the point is, Movie Maniac was just a good person to have on. And
in general.
I think he'll be a recurring guest in the future. Even
We'll
though we
see.
did have a little beef here and there, but I think we're solid. We talked after the podcast.
Guys, I hate to shout this out, but if those talks outside of the podcast, you're probably like, oh, why did you record it? Why did you record it? Well, guess what? We've been recording it, and I don't want to surprise us too much. We might in a season 2. We might be
a bit of a blooper reel here.
Might talk about it in season 2, but we've been recording those talks. And you might have a way to access them. We'll talk about it in season 2. We'll talk about it in season 2 when we get there.
About, Schmoe. I know
when we get there.
All right. Episode 7. Another special guest we brought on to talk about artificial intelligence, and has it replaced us? And I hate to say it,
it has.
Our special guest made it quite clear that, to be quite frank, we're all screwed.
Guys, go and just yell at the top of your lungs. It's over. Right?
I know. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, I'm not gonna say that right now.
I hate to sugarcoat it, but that's sort of the feeling that he was trying to get across to us. Warning.
I feel like I'm in a little box,
your passports.
Right? I'm in a little box and I just can't get out. That's kind of what I feel with artificial intelligence taking over the world. And
I mean, there's nothing really you can do. It's really all up to the masterminds behind it, like Computer Comrade, who are building these artificial intelligence machines.
He's the one doing this to us.
Yes, he's not understanding the philosophy right behind it, the ethical consequences of what he's doing. I mean, and he has to build in safe safe buttons, right, in order to prevent these issues from happening, from these singularity, right? Singularity.
We're the good. He's the evil.
Exactly. I don't want to say send hate or hate mail or anything you want to Computer Comrade, but maybe do that. That's all I'm saying.
I wouldn't be against it. We'll have him on again probably at some point to go over artificial intelligence and everything once more.
Give us an update.
I hate to say it, but he's ruining us all.
Well, I guess you know what? Actually, I think this is a good time to mention my DMV story.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me before we aired. Yeah, tell it.
Well, it's kind of a long story, but
well, we have time. Don't worry, we have time.
All right, I'll get into it.
Our audience loves hearing your story, Schmoe. You know that.
I know. Well, I'll start it. So Schmoe walked into a DMV, right? Heads on a swivel.
Third person,
right? Heads on. Yeah. Sorry. So I walked into the DMV, right? Let me take a step back here.
Make your point.
All day I've been thinking about it. The day before, I've been thinking to myself, tomorrow's the day. I get to go to the DMV.
For what?
I get to go to the DMV. And I thought to myself, wow, this is exciting. And then so the morning of, I'm thinking to myself, man, this is really a highlight of my day here. I'm ready.
That's sad.
No.
That's sad. Why is it the highlight of your day? Nothing else?
Not that sad, I don't think. But I went to the well, now that I think about it, well, anyways, I went to the I was excited. I went to the DMV, and I was immediately awestruck, right? I saw people abundant, people everywhere, right? I turned left, heads on a swivel, turn right, turn left, turn up,
It's
turn
busy.
down.
They're always busy.
And I see people, right? People. And I walk into the DMV. The faces that you see, it's uh, it's a sight to behold. I'll say that. And I saw one person. I held the door open. I don't want to brag or anything, but pretty humble like that. I held the door open.
You're supposed to do that. That's
Held the door open
common
for the person,
courtesy.
and they walked past. I was like, oh, maybe they'll give me a thank you. I heard nothing. But that's the kind of attitude that you have to have when you're going into the DMV. You have to have direction, right? You can't be focused on saying, oh, thank you here, thank you there, thank you everywhere, right? You can't be thinking that when you're going to the DMV. You got to be focused. You can enjoy yourself, right? I'm sure that person was enjoying themselves, but you got to be focused. So I walked to the DMV, right?
Yes, make your point. What is it?
I was going on the line, right? Line was out the door. That's a point I have to get across here. The line was out the door, but as I said, I got through the door, waited a little while, and well, once I got to uh, around where I was about to do what I was going to do at the DMV. I'm not going to share that personal detail, but I saw somebody to the left of me. They had what looked like, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it was very popular, especially back when we started this podcast, Heelys.
Okay.
Heelys. Have you ever heard of the Heelys, the popular shoe?
Yes, I have.
Well, that was just a detail I noticed, but um, the person had Heelys, and I was back online, right? I was back online, and I was waiting online, and this was something that was very important. Uh, I looked at the clock, right? I'm here all day, right? But I mean, I scheduled this out. I scheduled it. You know me. I'm a man of itineraries. I scheduled this out, and I saw
integrity.
and you said it, not me. And I saw the clock, and I realized, wow, this is odd. What they didn't? What this is? That's 15
What
seconds
happened?
off. That's 15 seconds off the standard time interval.
Is that it?
No, there was more to the story.
All right, wrap it up quickly.
All right,
remember,
all right, I'll get to the point.
We did set the timer at 30 seconds.
I'll get to the point.
30 minutes.
I went to the DMV, and I got to the little table there, right? I said, hello, how are you? Good to see you today. And the person said, just fill out these papers. You have a pen, right? And I said to myself, well, why would I need a pen? I have a perfectly good writing implement right here. It's a pencil, mechanical pencil.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use this? And the person said, no, you can't use this. You can't use this. This is,
Idiot.
You have to fill out. No, I'm not idiot.
No, I'm talking about the other person who told you couldn't use it.
Exactly. Right. I have a perfectly good writing implement right here. I can easily erase it.
It's your
choice.
Right? It's your choice.
I can
they should be telling you.
erase it. Right. But no. Apparently nowadays, you no more pencils. Is that the thing now?
I've never heard of that. That person should be fired.
Guys, I don't want to give any names, but his name might have started with a J, might have ended with an N. It might have an O and an H in between of it. In this unspecified location, I wouldn't send hate necessarily, but send hate. And
You heard it here, folks.
And that's all I really wanted to share. But
Well, thanks for sharing. We're here. Like, if you need any support about it,
Thank you.
you ready to move on to our short Q&A?
All right, let's get into it.
Schmoe, you see that?
Yeah.
Someone's kind of in our Zoom call.
Wait, admit? Why always me? 1, 2, 4 to the middle.
Schmoe, I think someone's with us in the Zoom call here.
Yo, your podcast is trash, bro.
Hey, what?
You guys have
Who
no
is
idea
this?
what you're doing.
Wait. You're why always me. 1, 2, 4. Anyone can hide behind a computer
Yeah,
screen.
no, it's me. I'm right here.
Yeah. You're not even real.
Oh, I'm not real? Oh, yes, I'm real.
Come at me, bro.
I'm real.
Come
Oh.
at me.
I'll come at you. I'm right here, right in your face.
What's going on?
What are you gonna do?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah?
Listen to me.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
No way! Get out! No! Oh yeah?
Come
yeah?
at me, bro.
Oh yeah?
Come at me.
Oh,
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You're not gonna say no to us. You're not gonna say no to us.
How about you kickflip your way out of here?
maybe I will.
Please do. Please do.
Well, I doubt you ever could.
You can say that again, Schmo.
You guys never should have talked trash about me.
Oh, stop. Anyone can hide behind
Yeah.
a computer screen.
Yeah, get
You're
out.
just typing your little messages.
No,
Get out.
you're not gonna be on our podcast. Get out.
Get out.
Get
Get
out.
out. Ah.
Ah!
We
We will see you in season 2 of the podcast.
Good night. Yeah? You hear that? That's for us. The podcast.
Tell 'em.
Who do you think you are, Y.O. is me? I am. Don't you ever go against me. No. Us.
Tell 'em, Shades. That's right.
Yeah, come
That's
on.
right.
Come on.
That's
Turn
right.
me up.
It's for us. Let's go.
This is for Drake and Josh Lover 427. Hit it!
I
Never thought that'd be so
so
simple.
simple.
I found a way.
Found
I
a way.
found a way.
I
always thought that'd be too
crazy.
crazy, but I
I
found a way.
I found a
I
way.
found a way.
And if you open your
up your
mind,
mind,
see what's inside.
inside
And if take some time,
to realize.
but if
But
you look inside,
I'm sure, you'll find.
you'll find over your shoulder. You know that I told you.
I'll be picking
I'll
you
be
up when
picking
you're
you
down.
when you're
so
down,
just
so just turn around.
around.
Just turn around. Turn around.
All right, that's perfect. Got it.
Run
All
away.
right, we'll continue. I know that anything's
Found
possible.
a
I found a
way.
way. I found
No
a
one
way.
can break what
No one
is
can
so
break what's unbeatable.
unbreakable.
I found a way. I
Found a
found a way.
way.
And if you open up your mind,
Your mind, see what's inside. It's gonna take
It's
some
gonna take
time
some
to
time.
realize, but if you look inside, I'm sure you'll find. Oh, you know what I told you? I'll always be picking you up when you're down.
Yeah, tell him, Schmo.
Yeah, so just turn around. No one cares what you give. Well, you know what I gave away.
Tell him.
It's when it's time.
Turn me up.
Yeah, you know. Instrumental, baby.
Oots.
Yeah, open. Yeah.
See
wanna get
what's
claimed.
inside.
See what's inside. It's gonna take some time to realize. But if you look
But if you look inside, I'm sure you'll find
over your shoulder.
You know that I told you I'll be picking you
Picking you
up when
up
you're down.
when you
So
are
just
down. So just turn around already.
Around.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night.
Ciao.
Deuces.